It's hard to explain to anybody the amount of time and dedication it takes to design and make a custom piece of furniture. No two designs have ever been the same, nor will they ever be. Each piece of sustainable furniture has been individually handcrafted, and it's quite the opposite to fast furniture. We as makers, we put our heart and soul into each design. Often I've laid in bed thinking about how we're going to complete a build, how each joint will fit together, how the colours and textures and timber will match. It almost becomes an obsession. So post-school, I ended up going to Armidale Uni and studying agribusiness. From there, I went into mining out at Cadia, which is a gold and copper mine just here near Orange. Coming up on working out at the mines for about 5 years, and the point of change came when my now wife and I decided to take 6 months holiday through Europe. The big question mark was whether I was to go back to the mines or not. And then when we travelled, it kind of opened up this whole new avenue of happiness and what it is to live life. So that's when it was kind of made into this decision to start a business. I actually packed a couple of business plans, pre-printed in a little spiral-bound notebook, and I was starting the business plan for what is now. It's essentially 30 pages of pacer rubbed out and written on and rubbed out and written on, and also doing furniture design. So while other people were lazing by the pool and maybe reading a book, I was getting excited about a new design of a table. So when we got back to Australia, I'd already finished at Cadia, and it was then once the wheels hit the ground, that was D-Day for am I going to do it? And we went with it and just started with the most simplest of tools you can think of. Well, when I first started, it was definitely many looks of a crazy person. Degree in agribusiness, but I've also got a master's in mining engineering. And to spend seven years studying, to then throw it down to pursue something that I'm not even formally trained in was probably a pretty big step and quite worrisome, I suppose. When I told people that's what I was going to be doing full time, and it was a lot of peddling and door knocking and cold calls to wineries and businesses and pubs and everywhere. So when we did hit a fork in the road, it was kind of just going with the gut on what we thought. So yeah, Lindsay definitely helped me through that, probably more than she would have liked, but it's good. The motivation to do what I'm doing at the moment is a strange one. I don't even know where it comes from, but we're trying to build a business where people want to work, where people want to buy from, where people want to support. And every day I show up here, I go home knowing that something's got a little bit better. So this growth of the business, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, has been amazing to watch. To sum up our business in one word, I think it would have to be unique. It came up through the business plan, and that's our point of difference. Is we want to take time to listen to people and take their design ideas and work in as best we can. So as a furniture maker, you can definitely go down the line of just making a product line. The draw card of custom furniture is working with the client to get them what they really want or love in their house, in their home. and for them to add that connection that they were part of this design process. The clients that we're aiming for are conscientious consumers, so they're buying to have for a long time. But the sustainability issue doesn't just rest with the consumers, it also lays with us as producers to use as much as possible and really reduce our waste. We're trying to reuse as much as possible, so we use recycled timbers. We've pulled down old cattle yards that were going to get burnt and we've made beautiful tables out of them. We try to keep all our offcuts and put them to use in some way, shape or form and really reduce our landfill footprint. So any offcuts that we can use, we put into cheese boards, and then also anything smaller than that we try and keep for people and friends and family for kindling. So here in the workshop we use all kinds of timber from recycled or fresh cut furniture grade timbers, hard and soft woods. We buy from a merchant out of Sydney which have mills in Tasmania and also up the east coast. So there's not too many timbers we can't get hold of. Look, the fast furniture idea and web-based shop fronts for mass-produced furniture, look, it's definitely seen as competition from our point of view, but at the same time, we want people that get involved and get in amongst the design process and give us feedback and don't just take it, say they want a table. We want them to be part of the design, we want them to choose their timbers and choose their finishes and how many people it's going to sit, what chairs go with it. So I think we can not only offer some advice, but also a quality product. For me personally, the biggest challenge of running this particular small business is the work-life balance and working out what can be done and what can't. Being a father of two boys and wondering whether they'll follow in these footsteps hasn't really worried me at all. As long as they can have the feeling of what I've got now, to be proud of what they're doing, to enjoy what they're doing, that's probably my biggest wish. Xander's 3 and his interest levels are starting to peak. It's not just the fireman, policeman sort of jobs he's talking about. He actually mentioned furniture making the other day, which was pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold him to it. He's only 3. Lego's a big thing in our house at the moment, and watching the boys build and create things and where their mind goes is completely different to mine on how they're going to make things. But it's still pretty cool to see them, in essentially designing and making. I think Xander made something like a chameleon lizard or something the other day, which I don't know what it is, but he showed imagination and he showed creativity and he made it, so pretty fun. Hey guys, good morning, how's your day been? So initially when we first started out, our marketing, or my marketing when it was just me, was me taking a few videos on Instagram and trying to have a bit of a laugh and try to show a bit of the rawness of what one man in a workshop goes through. Since then, now we're up to a team of 9. We've got a marketing person, we've got a design person, we've got an admin person, and then we've got the guys out here producing as well. So this evolution has been quite surreal for the last few years, but also a much needed addition to the business. The most valuable thing to me about having a team is just the general conversations about the business. Our employees have bought into the business in a way that they help every day with just the tiniest decisions, which before I would have to rack my brain about, but now a comfortable soundboard is taking us in these directions where I couldn't foresee. Yeah, some of the things that the team members are bringing to work every day is just awesome. By no means every idea is my idea, or do I always make the best decision. It's these things on an idle Tuesday where someone will say, "Hey, why don't we try this?" And it just clicks off this massive light globe moment where we can make this work, or we can change it, we can do this better, or so it's so great having the team that we've got. The introduction of other team members bringing their own skill set has been awesome. So Jess, our marketing person, is great at photography, takes these unbelievable photos. And now I don't have to take some crappy photo on my phone and try to make it look good. Susie's in the admin role, and she is just a workhorse, and she's calling people and writing emails and gets about 10 times more done than what I could in, half the time. Ben, our designer, he's now got this really cool design mind about, why do we do this? Why don't we do this a little bit differently? But then also back into the workshop with the whole team in the workshop. Hamish has nearly finished his apprenticeship, and he's doing some really cool things, and problem solving is going really well. Digby's genuine enthusiasm for everything when he wakes up in the morning and he's here and he's passionate, he wants to build this business, he wants us to grow. It's great. Pete's an ex-policewoman. She's got a real head for the finer details of things, which is just what we need. We've got Carl, he's an ex-paramedic, and he does some amazing stuff with a welder and a grinder and can make things look amazing. Do I obsess over furniture? Yes, I think so. We've got a high level of quality that I like to see go out the door, and sometimes it's not me, sometimes it's the boys that stop production and say, no, this won't be good enough, we've got to do it better. So having those guys fight for the business as well is really great. Emotion never made its way into the business plan. And for the emotions that are coming through what we do now, it's fun. It's really, don't get me wrong, they're not all good emotions. There's plenty of sad ones, I suppose, as well, but the majority of it is, the emotion was just never factored into this business plan, or this business model, really. I suppose emotions related to our furniture is excitement and love and appreciation for their piece, or for somebody else's piece that they're admiring. Yeah, our furniture we definitely want to be here in 100 years' time. It's a good thought process to think that when you're working on a table, it's going to last longer than you will. So that intergenerational love of furniture to be brought into any piece where we've had families come in and help join their tabletops, and it'll then be a fight amongst the kids to who gets that table because of that emotional connection. So we've had people now walking into other people's houses and treating it like a piece of art and, you know, saying, oh, is that a Will Brennan? Which is pretty cool.